What's up? It's your boy Phil back with another episode of the Fourth End
Whatever
podcast. Today we're gonna be discussing, does size matter in D1 sports, or is it more about your mentality? What helps you make it to the next level?
And that's a solid question, and I'm super excited to jump into it and really start getting after what it looks like.
All right, so I'll go first on this one. Does size matter as far as playing sports, especially we're gonna talk specifically to football? I think if you play in the trenches, yes, for sure, it's undeniable. Your size makes a world of a difference. I don't think that means you can't be successful, because look at Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is technically undersized, and he's, to me, probably the best D lineman to ever play the game. But if you're in the trenches, bro, and you are 5'5", like I am, or 5'6", like Coach Woodard is, bro, realistically, you're not playing D1 football. It's just not going to happen. And that's no shade to you. That doesn't mean you ain't going to dominate at the high school level. It just doesn't happen, and it's not realistic in the grand scheme of things. I think you could go play D3 ball. I think you can go play NAIA, hopefully, and be successful there. But as far as you, and I'm not even saying, at some point, it doesn't matter what your ability is. When you're talking to college coaches, they're not even going to give you a shot. They're not going to give you a look to go play at the next level. And so it's a lot of times, like for me, I played fullback, and I was 5'5", bro. I know they're not checking for me to go play fullback at 5'5". It's hard enough to play running back at 5'5" and get a look.
No, for real.
And that's rare. And they got to be dynamic in ways I ain't never seen nobody run like the ball like that. You can look at Jacquizz Rodgers that went to Lamar Consolidated and then played at Oregon State.
Yeah.
He's super duper cold. He was undersized, but if you watch him play, I think he has the most impressive balance of any running back I've ever seen. Anywhere.
Yeah,
and so you're talking about when you're undersized, you got to be head over all the competition to actually get a look. And that's not, and then nowadays they'll say, yeah, we'll take you as a preferred walk-on unless you got some kind of crazy speed. Because now if you're undersized, the shorter you are, the higher your speed got to be. And that's just like, they have charts that colleges put out as far as how they look at players.
Yep.
And a lot of times we get told and we get sold that it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. But when you're talking about people, especially now at NIL, we're talking about giving you money. They're looking for the surest thing to give money to. They're looking for what they don't have to second guess. And so for me, I think coaching kids that are undersized, that's my favorite thing. There's nothing I enjoy more than coaching the kids undersized. But if we talk about playing the next level, I'm going to be realistic with you about what your options are. I'm not going to sell you some kind of dream as far as you going and playing D1 ball, and I know that they're not checking for you. To me, one of the coldest takes we had is a year ago now, not this past year, but the year before, was 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah.
His tape was the best tape you would see. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best tape we've had on the defensive side of the ball since I've been here. And the coaches look at his tape like, man, yeah, if he was X, Y, and Z heights taller, we'd talk to him. And so he's not even getting a look from these D1 coaches simply because of his height. So that's a hard sell, to be honest.
Yeah, no, and I think that, like, if we go through and break this thing all the way down by like different position groups,
yeah,
you can start to see kind of the difference of what it looks like. So I kind of looked up some different things on different stuff. So I'm gonna break it down for you. So here's the breakdown that I literally just looked up, and it's gonna help you understand. Is this offensive lineman average height? This is what we're looking for: 6'3" to 6'6". Now, there are guys who play in the NFL who are 6'2" and 6'1", but the things that those guys can do, they're freakish. So when they're doing it, they stand out because of when they do it, you're like, whoa, like that kid is a freak. And I have to have him because of what he can do. So you're looking at 6'3" to 6'6", 270 to 310.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a ginormous human being when you're talking about a Division I offensive lineman. When you go down to the defensive line, you're looking at 6'1" to 6'6". You're looking from 270 to 300. So again, you're almost looking at a same type of image when you jump across to O-line, D-line. Again, you're looking at these kids who are big-looking kids. When you jump down into the tight ends, so you jump to the offensive side of the ball, you go to tight ends. I'm looking for somebody who's between 6'4" and 6'8". Let me say that again: 6'4" and 6'8". So most people are looking for, at the Division I level. They're looking for a tight end that could potentially be bigger than their entire offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Weight wise, we're looking at anywhere between 240 and 260. And you're looking at 240, 260, you're looking at more of like a run heavy type tight end. If you're looking for somebody who's more of like a catch the ball and be able to have the speed to go with it, you're probably looking at closer to about 230 to 250. So
Yeah.
knock everything back 10 pounds. And that'll put you at a position where you feel very confident you can run and be good. Quarterback wise, again, I love speaking on this one just because some of the GOATs in the league were not even this big. I would say a top 5 quarterback to ever play in the NFL is Drew Brees. I know I'm a Saints
Yeah.
fan, and people
I mean,
can
it's
say you're
cold.
biased, but that dude is. If I had to make a Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks from like my time, I know
Yeah.
we can go back to the Stallbacks and the Peppers and all those people back in the day. But I'm talking about from the people I got to watch play. I mean, Drew Brees was 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's 5'11". Baker Mayfield's 5'11", maybe 6 foot. But a Division I quarterback, they're looking at anywhere between 6'1" and 6'5".
Yeah.
So they're looking for a tall. Again, you're talking about a quarterback who could potentially be the exact same size as his offensive line. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for big kids. Now we jump in and we're looking at anywhere between 200 and 220. This guy got to be able to take a hit. Why? Because the guys on the defensive side of the ball are absolutely huge.
Yeah.
You,
Monster.
you know what I'm saying? So then when we jump down into the running backs, 5'10" to 6'3". Like, let me just give you a comparison. The Cowboys have a running back right now, Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce.
He played at
K-State.
yes, and then in high school he played at Cedar Park.
Yeah.
Because I only know that because Temple played him. That's where my first school was.
Yeah.
That dude is what we would consider an anomaly to the running back room.
And his dad works in the Cowboys front office.
That is true as well. That is true as well.
But you're looking at, let's take Devon A-Chain. He's 5'9", right?
Yeah.
So he's a running back. You know what his 40 was?
What was it?
4.32.
Dang.
So he has ridiculous speed to make up for what they would say is a lack of height. Now, I will say with quarterbacks, it's been interesting to watch over the last few years, shorter quarterbacks get an opportunity because it comes down to production. And so I think if you're a skill position player, or if you're like, let's say you're like a 5'10 to 5'11 D lineman.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are playing 5'8 to 6'8 football and you are a D lineman and you have 25 sacks, people are going to give you a look.
Oh, yeah.
Because your productivity says that he's different. This is not normal. If you're a undersized skill position player and you can look at the guy from North Crowley this year, Quentin Gibson.
Oh, God.
He had no offers coming into the season. His first 2 to 3 games, he is already touching 1,000 yards receiving and 10 to 15 plus touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a freak.
So he's immediately on the radar because he's producing at the highest level, for some would say, in the nation of football, high school football. So now he's showing I may be undersized, but I can go produce against the best and highest quality competition that's out there. And on top of that cat is fast. He's ridiculously fast.
Yeah, so whenever I watch, obviously I kept up with him really heavy this year.
Because you like their OC, right?
I do. Eli Reinhardt. He's a phenomenal offensive coordinator.
And he's the new head coach at Hutto, right?
New head coach at the Hutto Hippos. Yes, sir. He's a new head coach at Hutto Hippos. But what I love that Coach Reinhardt used to do is he would go and there's this program that he put together. He didn't put it together. It's a program out there that these guys, when they start playing the game, they wear this monitor underneath their pads and it sticks onto their chest.
Yeah.
And it will track everything that this kid does when he steps on the field.
Yeah.
And if you go and see the type of production that this kid had on the field, dude, it was probably about 9 to 10 times he would catch the ball, and the dude would have a top speed of 22 miles per hour.
Yeah, flying.
Understand that this is a high school, this is a 17, 18-year-old kid running at 22 miles per hour.
Yeah.
This kid ain't even hit the pinnacle of his ability yet.
Yeah.
And he is flying on the field. So, yeah, whenever you have a kid like that who I want to say he was maybe 5'10".
Yeah.
And if you put him, maybe shorter than that. And if you put him in full sweats and threw him into a pool and then put him on a scale, about 160.
Yeah.
I would say that on a realistic level, he was probably closer to about 5'9", probably about 145 to 150, but
Yeah.
he can absolutely fly.
Yep. And that makes all the difference. Like
Yeah, yeah. I
that's
mean,
why he got recruited.
yeah, and he's at Colorado now with Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
And understand that he didn't have to go to Colorado. This dude
No.
had every offer in the country. He had every Big Ten, every SEC, every Big 12, every ACC, every Pac, or he ain't got a Pac-10 no more.
Yeah.
So he had every offer in the country. So he literally could go wherever he wanted to go to and be successful. And he decided to go with Deion Sanders at Colorado. And I think, and if you watch the spring game, he actually went off in the spring game too.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. But jumping back into these size measurables, receivers 5'11" to 6'5", linebackers 6'1" to 6'5", DBs 5'10" to 6'2". So when you go and look at this, DBs are actually the shortest position that they're really looking for in the field. And
Yeah.
then if you go and look in the league right now, you got some DBs who are sitting at that like 6'4" range.
Like Sauce Gardner is like 6'2", 6'3", I believe.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you got some good looking kids at that corner level as well, that are really big. So I will say this to answer your question and kind of wrap it, not to wrap this whole thing up, but just to answer your question. Does size matter when you're trying to go play Division I football? To me, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Size 100% matters.
Without a doubt.
When you don't have size, something else that is called athleticism has to take over.
Yeah. And athleticism isn't always just speed, but you could have like a top tier agility or quickness that can't be matched by a lot of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that, you got kids like, for example, the kid Quinn Gibson, the dude's running a 40 at a 4.2.
Yeah.
So you're running a 4.2, 4.3. Yeah, buddy, I don't care if you're 5 foot nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
I can figure something out.
yeah,
with you.
you can go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for is, dude, you can go at that size. So I just think that at that level, it does matter just because understand that a lot of these coaches, like these head coaches, when they talk to their guys who are going out on the road to recruit, like they're really going in with it. Like I've never seen one in person, but they talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
They're going in with a chart and
Mhm.
it's, hey, I got this kid and I think that he could really fit in your program. Okay. Tell me his measurables.
Yep.
He's 5'3". I can't recruit that kid.
I can't do nothing with them.
Nope.
And it sucks. It's unfortunate because there's a lot of time. Like to me, I truly believe. Let's say that our safety, had got a shot. I think he would have made a roster.
Yeah.
I think he would have made a roster, and he would have been a significant contributor on special teams, and maybe worked into getting minimal playing time. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I agree.
that doesn't really matter as far as what they're allowed to offer. Because we got coaches. Remember that coach from North Texas when he came in, we're showing him our off-season sheet, and he's like, "Are these real numbers, or are you making this stuff up?" And so we always, when coaches come, they always want to take a picture with the kids so they get an actual measurable based on the height of the coach, because obviously they know how tall their coach is out recruiting, and so when they send the picture in, they get an actual look at how big the kid is based on how tall their coach is.
Yep, absolutely. And so I think that when you're doing stuff like that, as far as like the size matter, I think it 1,000% does.
Yeah,
And I think that to me, I feel like that's where a lot of kids kind of get jaded right now. As
yeah,
far as, well, I'm D1 or bust. Okay, well, these are my questions that I try to ask all the time. Is if you're saying you're D1 or bust, my first questions are, do you fit the size measurables to go Division I? If the
yeah,
answer is yes, cool. The next question I ask, are you doing what a Division I athlete would be doing as far as taking care of your body?
yep,
If the answer is no, well, you're in a problem right now.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? The thing is when it comes to all these questions, like it's almost like a circle of life.
yeah,
And everything kind of all comes back to the same thing is, if your answer is no to something, how do I get back to yes?
yeah,
Because if size matters, if I have the measurables, okay, do I have the work ethic?
yeah,
If the answer is no, I better figure it out
and quit.
now. Because the thing is what I've noticed is there's always a lot of undersized kids who have really good work ethics because their whole life is,
They were
buddy,
told they can't do
yeah,
it.
you can't do it. You're too small. So their work ethic is already there.
Yeah,
But it comes down to, hey, if you're a 5'5" corner, Like, for example, I have my boy Phipps right here in the chat. He went and played at Central Missouri,
Yeah.
and then he went into the portal and went over to La Tech,
Okay.
and then he left La Tech, and now he's over at WT.
Yeah.
Phipps is all of about, I would say, 6'2", 6'3". Good looking kid. You know what I'm saying? He got this. When you look at him, he got the size, the measurables, everything to go with it.
Yeah.
When Phipps sees a 5'5" corner standing in front of him, Phipps does not care what type of athleticism you have. Phipps, the first thing he's thinking is this, but he throw the vertical.
Just throw it up,
I'm
bro.
about to head top this kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to head top this kid. This kid ain't got a shot in hell to stop. Yeah, you see what he's saying right there? He said, "Hey, we're head topping this kid." I mean, it's that simple. Like, so when you're talking about stuff like that, like those are the other things you got to put into perspective. Is like, understand that 5'5", there's only so much muscle you can put on until you can't run fast no more.
You can't move.
There's only so much strength you can put on before you're literally just a muscle head bowling ball.
Yeah.
So now when you're putting all that muscle on, the guy who's 6'3" can hold everything that you have plus some.
Yep.
And now you don't even fit the category of a corner anymore.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're like a really just a swolled up linebacker
or a head hunting strong safety.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Remember Bob Sanders?
Yes.
He was a missile.
Yes, sir. Hey, Dub, what's good, Clint? What's good, big dog?
What's good, my boy?
I like those are the things that I always think about, like because again, I've been around three guys in my coaching career who currently play in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I've been around Quinn Johnson, who is at Temple.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around Deuce Vaughn because we played Temple.
Yeah.
And then let me wrap my brain around this one. He played at Temple as well. He was a tight end who went and played at Texas.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right this second. But when you look at those three guys, they all had things that made me say, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I watched Quinn Johnson high jump, buddy, 7 feet is not a small feat.
That's insane.
And when I watched the dude get rebounds in basketball and I watched the dude dunk the basketball,
yeah,
like, he's putting the middle of his rib cage pretty much at the rim.
Yeah.
Buddy, you are a freak of nature if that's what you're doing.
Without a doubt.
Deuce Vaughn, the dude, I'm telling you, like, if you haven't watched go watch Deuce Vaughn's highlight when he was at K-State.
Yeah.
And then watch him at K-State and then go back and watch him his high school highlight. His name is Deuce Vaughn. He's a running back for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The things that this kid was able to do at 5'5", 5'6" is like, it's not normal. Like, and when you look at his thighs, you're like, okay, this dude has legit tree trunks on his thigh. Like, he could literally kill somebody if they, like, when people try to come in, because, you think about 5'5", 5'6". If you're a safety at 6'2", you're not coming down to cut that kid. Nope. You're coming down to try to smoke that kid.
Yeah.
And then that dude, you try to come and smoke him, and then he runs you over. The next time you're thinking, okay, I'm going to cut him. And then you try to go through his thigh and realize you just hit a freaking
stone wall.
Yeah, a freight train going at 60 miles per hour, and you realize, okay, that wasn't as easy as I thought it was.
Yeah.
And then to just top it off even more, when you catch that kid in a hole, he can juke you in a phone booth.
Yeah.
So again, when you're looking at a kid like that, it's like when you watch him, at Division I school, all they can do is offer this kid. If I don't offer him, somebody is.
Without a doubt.
Because, again, I mean, and then you see him go over to K-State, and he's doing the same things against Division I guys. And you're like, yeah, he was a Division I athlete. And now when you see it come full circle, the dude's playing in the NFL at 5'6", playing running back.
I mean, that's how I feel about watching, and I got to play with him. Like, Quandre, to me, I have not played with anybody or seen a player with a higher football IQ. And on top of him being extremely quick, and the same way, like, he ran the option at quarterback.
Yeah.
This only dude I've seen to take a step and go in the one hole or the zero hole and going for 60 plus right now. Yeah. And then on top of that, I got to see his recruiting and know his recruiting and how hard it was for him to get recruited, despite being the little brother of an NFL player. Like, they don't just give it to you because of who you know or whatever. They're trying to see what you've done, and his production carried him. And then even when he got there, he had to go prove it all over again because there was people that didn't believe that he was going to be able to do it at the same level when he got to college, and the same thing when he got to NFL. And so, like, to me, it's not that it's impossible if you're undersized. It's that you're forever in a I gotta prove it every day like aspect. Like, you don't get a day off. Like, if you're undersized, you don't get a chance to be in your feelings. You're always trying to prove it because somebody's already doubting you from the moment you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, for sure. And Dwayne, to kind of piggyback off of that as well, is understand that when these dudes show up, like I've seen guys get offers who's never touched the field.
Yeah.
Like, because they have all of the measurables. So, example, you're looking at this tackle, and this dude is all of 6'6", 6'7".
Yep.
And you're just like, and he weighs about 280, 290. Yeah, if I'm a Division I coach, it's what these coaches call upside.
Yep.
So when they look at this guy, they say, this dude has a very high ceiling. He has a big upside. I'm going to take my chances on this kid. And hopefully he's a kid who has decent grades, because now I just got to give him a partial scholarship.
Yep.
And his academics will cover the other side of it. And so now this kid is now a scholarship athlete here. And I'm not going to really lose any sleep if he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Because
it's already getting paid for it another way.
Exactly. And I took a chance on some upside, because you look at there's guys right now who, like, a prime example. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham played for the Saints. He played for the Dolphins. He played at the U. Shout out to the U.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't know this. Jimmy Graham played basketball at the U. He did not play football at the U. Jimmy Graham got done playing basketball at the U and got drafted to the NFL to play tight end. Now, he played some high school ball, and he was really good, but he went to college to play basketball. And then got to the NFL and became a tight end.
Yeah.
And now he's a freak of nature. You see what I'm saying? Now, he's not playing. I think he was playing for Green Bay a little bit a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's doing now, but that just shows you. They look at his size and they say, oh, yeah, we could take this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
6'5", 6'6". I mean, when he played for the Saints, every time he scored a touchdown, he's dunking the football on the field goal. And I hate that that's a flag now. That's stupid.
Is it?
It is. If you touch the field goal thing now.
Oh, is it because they can rock it in?
Yeah. If you touch it now, it's an automatic flag.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, Dwayne, do you have anything else on this?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so to wrap this one up, I would say 100% size matters. Mentality can only take you so far before size and athleticism has to come into the picture.
Yeah, you gotta have ridiculous athleticism if you're undersized.
Absolutely, 100%.
You gotta make up for it somewhere.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right, so that's gonna be another episode of the Fourth and
Whatever
Podcast.